Today our topic is how to be stoic in difficult conversations. Life is full of moments when we must face hard talks. These conversations can be stressful, emotional, and even painful. But Stoicism teaches us how to stay calm, think clearly, and act wisely, even when things get tough. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that helps us focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. It is not about hiding emotions or pretending everything is fine. It is about understanding our emotions, managing them, and responding in a way that aligns with our values. This is especially important in difficult conversations where emotions often run high. So, how can we use Stoic principles to handle these moments better? Let's start with the first step. Prepare your mind. Before you even enter a hard conversation, take a moment to remind yourself that you cannot control the other person's words, actions, or reactions. You can only control your own thoughts and responses. This is a key Stoic idea. When you focus on what you can control, you feel more powerful and less anxious. Think about the purpose of the conversation. What do you want to achieve? What is the best outcome? Keep this goal in mind, but also be ready to accept that things might not go as planned. Stoics believe in accepting reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. This mindset helps you stay grounded. Next, practice self-awareness. During a difficult conversation, emotions like anger, fear, or frustration can take over. Stoicism teaches us to observe these emotions without letting them control us. When you feel upset, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this emotion helping me or hurting me? This simple act of reflection can help you regain control. Remember, emotions are natural, but they don't have to dictate your actions. You can choose how to respond. Another important Stoic principle is to focus on facts, not assumptions. In hard conversations, it's easy to jump to conclusions or assume the worst about the other person's intentions. But Stoics remind us to stick to the facts. What do you know for sure? What evidence do you have? Avoid making judgments or letting your imagination create problems that don't exist. For example, if someone says something that upsets you, don't immediately think they are trying to hurt me. Instead, consider other possibilities. Maybe they are stressed, misunderstood, or unaware of how their words affect you. By focusing on facts, you can respond more calmly and rationally. Now, let's talk about listening. Stoicism teaches us the value of listening with an open mind. In difficult conversations, it's easy to focus on what we want to say or how we want to defend ourselves. But Stoics remind us to listen first. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you disagree. Listening doesn't mean you have to agree with them. It simply means you are willing to hear their side of the story. This can reduce conflict and help you find common ground. When you listen, you also show respect, which can make the other person more willing to listen to you. Another Stoic tool is to practice empathy. Imagine yourself in the other person's shoes. What might they be feeling? Why might they be acting this way? Empathy doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it helps you understand the situation better. When you approach a conversation with empathy, you are more likely to respond with kindness and patience, even if the other person is upset. This doesn't mean you have to be weak or give in. It means you are choosing to act with compassion, which is a sign of strength. Stoics also remind us to stay humble. In difficult conversations, it's easy to let pride get in the way. We might want to prove we are right or defend our ego. But Stoicism teaches us that ego is often the enemy of progress. Instead of focusing on being right, focus on finding a solution. Ask yourself, is it more important to win this argument or to improve the situation? Letting go of pride can help you stay calm and open-minded. Another important Stoic lesson is to accept what you cannot change. In difficult conversations, you might not get the outcome you want. The other person might not agree with you, apologize, or change their behavior. This can be frustrating, but Stoics remind us that we cannot control others. We can only control ourselves. Instead of focusing on what you can't change, focus on what you can do. For example, you can choose to stay calm, speak honestly, and act with integrity. These are things you can control, no matter how the other person responds. It's also helpful to practice gratitude, even in tough moments. Stoics believe that every situation, no matter how difficult, offers an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects of a hard conversation, try to find something positive. Maybe the conversation helped you understand the other person better. Maybe it taught you something about yourself. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means finding value in the experience, even if it's painful. Finally, remember that difficult conversations are part of life. Stoicism teaches us that challenges are inevitable, but they also help us become stronger and wiser. Instead of avoiding hard talks, see them as opportunities to practice patience, courage, and self-control. The more you practice these Stoic principles, the better you will become at handling difficult conversations. Over time, you will find that you can stay calm and composed, even in the most challenging situations. In conclusion, being Stoic in difficult conversations is not about suppressing emotions or avoiding conflict. It's about managing your emotions, focusing on what you can control, and responding with wisdom and integrity. By preparing your mind, practicing self-awareness, focusing on facts, listening, showing empathy, staying humble, accepting what you cannot change, and finding gratitude, you can navigate hard talks with grace and strength. Remember, difficult conversations are not just challenges, they are opportunities to grow. So, the next time you face a tough talk, take a deep breath, remind yourself of these Stoic principles, and approach the conversation with confidence. You have the power to stay calm, think clearly, and act wisely, no matter how difficult the situation may be.